Welcome back to another video. This week we are going to, whoa, that sun is bright. Wait till I get into the shade. This week we are going to play a game of Tetris, but we are going to be using farm machinery and silage machinery to play that game. So in preparation, I have already moved all of the manure from the far silo, which was stacked up over there, and put it on top of the cover for the fifth cut. Before people say, oh, you'll get some problems, there's 2 plastic covers and 2 oxygen wires under that. It should be absolutely fine, and this will not be open for another 2 months, so it's a good place to get rid of the manure. So what we are going to do today is we are going to try to squeeze as much machinery into this silage pit, but still be able to get to the silage at the back. And the idea is to take all of the silage equipment, the mowers, the trillers, the compactor, although that doesn't really need to come inside, to be honest, and keep it out of the rain for the next few months. The 8S has been used on the tanker, so it'll be staying out for now. I want to get the buck rake into the silage pit. I want to get the compactor into the silage pit. Love to get both silage chillers in, although both of these need washed, and I have just realised I haven't done that yet. So I guess I'm leaving a space for them. Suppose I could put them in and take them out to wash them another day. And I really need to get the 2 mowers inside. They do not do well sitting outside. I haven't taken the blades off yet. Oh my days. These blades are going to have to come off as well. So I guess my first job will be to do that. Front mower still has its blades as well. I was sure I'd already done this job. Usually when I wash them I take the blades off, but for some reason this year I seem to have forgot to do that. So let's hook the tanker off the 8S, move the trailer, hook the mowers on, and I will take them blades off first. And the first thing we put away always is the mowers anyway, so I have to hook them on. I may as well just take the blades off now. I really miss driving this. I cannot wait for next summer again. I seen that Farmer Phil got to drive one of these, and it was actually very enjoyable watching it, seeing his experience and just being like, wow, I own one of them, that's so cool. Oh, I actually can't wait for summer again, to just sit in this for like a full day of silage. And then as soon as I actually have like a full day of silage done, I'll be like, oh, I can't wait to winter when I don't have to do silage. But this is a great tractor. Right, first job is to get this tanker off, and then we will get the mowers hooked on. Ah, pressure of pipes. I'll set you there, hopefully you'll be able to see okay. One thing I will say, the visibility of the hitch in the 8S is pretty bad. And I'm very tall, so I don't know how someone short is ever going to use it. Now, bear in mind, you can see this a lot better than I can. I'm just guessing. I can't use the camera screen to see. No, it's too small. Never mind. Just keep guessing. So what I do is, I need to go down more. Try to hit the hitch, and then guess when you lift it up, and hope for the best. And oh, I got it! Wow! And then pull it in. The 8S makes this silage tiller look like a toy. It's mad to think that in all likelihood one day the 8S will end up carting silage rather than using the harvester. In 1993 we bought a 3115 Massey Ferguson, and for the time that was considered a huge tractor. Currently we are using that as our scraping tractor. So if history repeats itself, that would say that in 30 years I'll be scraping my cow house with the 8S. This is the rough bit of the farmyard. Pay no attention. On the 8S you have this weird handle which does your lift controls. So you pull the handle to release the latches, and then you have 2 buttons for your up and down and 2 buttons for your in and out on the hydraulic ram. And whilst I can see what they tried to do with it and thought it was a good place to put the controls, it ends up with just being a bit awkward. And I usually just end up using these 2 buttons here to do the up and down. Then the problem is you have to go back down here to do your hydraulic ram in and out. Okay, so it's now an hour later in my life, but 10 seconds later on the video, and I have 45 minutes before a bunch of students are showing up. That's why everything is so clean-ish. So let's get the mowers hooked on and try to get a start on getting the blades off. What a cool tractor. Sorry, I talk too much about it. Let's get the arms let down, back mower on first. I'll go get my camera stand. Now, are you happy enough to stay there while I do this? Because I don't have time to move the camera about, so you can watch from there. I still have my mic, so I should be able to talk to you. And it'll speed me up a lot since recording video slows everything down. I think the mowers were on the 8S last, so the arms should all be set for the right width. I'm going to have to go forward and back again. Now, I'll just edit the video to make it look like I done that really quickly, even though that took me like a good 3 or 4 minutes. I really messed this up. Right, get in. Check it's locked in. I've made that mistake before, and the entire mower fell off the tractor. And we can leave the legs down. Now let's hook on the front mower. I've only ever used it once before, and I don't really remember. I think it's right and left is up and down. Nope, front and back. Yeah. I can see the front linkage so easily. I can't see the front linkage at all in the Puma. Right, that's good enough. Let's get the front linkage on. Now what side does this go in? Don't remember. I think we're nearly there. We just have to lift it up now, and that should be it. Oh, I got my tractor all dirty. It's a problem taking my gloves off. So it's forward, back, oh my goodness. I need to turn the sensitivity down, but I'll not bother doing that today. Right, let's get in the tractor and go take the blades off. Putting away machinery for winter, even though it is now nearly the 1st of December, it's one of them jobs that you think will take you an hour and it ends up taking a full day. So my spot for taking the blades off on the back mower is here at this wall, and then that means the mower can't collapse on me and I can stand right there on top of the wall to take off the top blades and get at the bottom blades from the ground. So let's unfold it out and get the tools. I have a request. Next year, when I wash the mowers, could someone please remind me to take the blades off, because now I cannot get them off. The bolts are totally seized. So I'm going to try spraying them with some WD-40 and hopefully I can then get them off with my impact gun later on. Let me show you my problem. Nothing. Every one of them. The back mower, there's a couple of new bolts and they come off no problem, so I don't think it's the impact gun. So I'm going to spray all the nuts, leave them for a couple of hours, and we'll come back later and see if the impact gun will take them off. This is going to turn into a non-intentional review of how good WD-40 works. In case you didn't know, you have to leave this stuff on for like an hour at least. There's no point in spraying a nut and then instantly trying to take it off. You're doing next to nothing. I'm sure that was obvious, but I didn't know that for years. What really convinced me this stuff worked was, other than a YouTube video I watched about it, but before I watched that YouTube video, it was I was changing the exhaust manifold, I think that's what it's called, on the 3000 series Massey, and there was bolts which had been in since it was new and had never come out and were rusted solid, and I sprayed it with this about 20 times over 3 days and I got the bolts out, so I'm a big believer. Okay, so the college students have left. Did I mention they were coming? There was college students here for a visit for like 2 hours. So they're gone. Hopefully I can get these off. I have a new battery in case I'm misunderstanding how these things work and they don't do as good a job if the battery's not charged. So that's the first thing we're going to try. And then if that fails, I have, what do you call this? A spanner. And I have an axe because I could not find a hammer. Good luck finding a hammer in winter on a farm. So let's see how this goes. We'll try this one. Oh, flip my life. Right, it's the hard option. It's the hard option. Why are they so tight? I do have a bigger impact gun. Well, I say me. My brother has a bigger impact gun, but he keeps everything at his house in a locked container, so I can't go and steal it. Oh my days! How am I going to get these off? This is literally insane! Bigger impact gun. Tomorrow morning it is. I think that's the better option than trying to do them all by hand and it'll be a real torture. So I'm going to get the massive impact gun tomorrow, and I'll see you in the morning to continue this ridiculous disaster of a day. I started at 11:30 with the plan of getting all the machinery into the silage pit by like 2 p.m. and I have not even succeeded to take a single blade off the mower. I feel like that sums up farming pretty well. Okay, I'll catch up with you tomorrow morning when I have the giant impact gun. Okay, so it is now the next morning. I got myself my giant impact wrench and still will not move the bolts. I do not understand how they are seized so tight. They've been coated with WD-40 twice now. They were left overnight and I still can't get them to move. I've now resorted to a giant bar and a socket and I still can't get them to move. So I'm going to go get a bigger bar here and try that, but then my problem is there's a lot of pressure on them turning and I don't know, I'm going to get a bigger bar. That's the first job. Okay, this is the best I could find. Whenever you're looking for an offcut of metal, you can never find it. Right, let's try this. Now, that's the torque wrench. Oh, it moved. It moved. We got it. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. We got one blade off. I've been at this now for at least an hour and I've got one blade off. Right, at least that worked. Let's see if we can do some more. Oh, the relief. How are they locked in so tightly? That is mental. Absolutely mental. Okay, let's try loosening every one of them using this. Yes! It's actually going to work. Oh, thank goodness. The relief. The genuine relief that I don't have to cut these off. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my days! Flipping heck, how are they so tight? Do not power hose and wash your mower and get water into every single nook and cranny of a bolt thread without taking your bolts off. Oh, that was easy. Hopefully the back mower is easier and not more difficult. I think it'll be easier. Oof. I'll tell you a bit about the mowers when I'm doing the back one. This is very, very satisfying in case it wasn't obvious. The fact that I'm getting it. Oh! I was never even supposed to have to take blades off the mowers for this video. It was meant to be parking them in the silage pit, and this whole video is going to be about the struggle of getting a couple of blades off a mower. That's definitely the silver lining of facing challenges whenever you're trying to make a video out of it, is that whilst you're struggling, in the back of your mind you're like, this is really good content. It's good to see the positives in things. I'll use my small gun. It'll do the job now. I didn't realise these things sucked so much. Surely this is better than a kind of long torque wrench? No? Unless the battery's down or something. I don't really understand enough about this stuff. Oh, happy days. Right, I need a pot for all my bolts. Give me a minute. Okay, so I have a bucket filled with some hydraulic oil and we throw all the bolts in here to stop them getting corroded over winter. I've already lost a bolt. Oh, here it is. So the challenge with this method is if you lose the bucket of oil, good luck finding it again, but hopefully I'll set it somewhere obvious and I'll be able to find it in the springtime. So let's get the rest of these bolts off, get these blades off, and then we have to do the back mower. Float my life. Now I have to get this bar out again. More challenges. It's probably bent, it has bent. We will use blades, a new set of blades every year, and sometimes we will change a set of blades if they're badly damaged, but usually the one set flipped once in like July does us. Ow! Right, that is the front mower done. I'll tidy up this mess and do the back mower before lunch because I just want this over with. Hopefully the back mower is easier. So these were on more recently. These are like nearly new blades. So they should come off easier, but they haven't had WD-40 because it's sideways. So let's see how this goes. Right, I'll leave you all there. Hopefully you can see good enough. Right, try the, I should probably try the big gun on these. Phone call, give me 2 seconds. Hello?
Andrew, sorry
yes,
boy.
that's okay. So for 9 months, I had a phone which didn't receive phone calls. And it was absolute bliss. I almost wish I could go back to it. By the way, I don't actually mind phone calls. I'm just telling that as a funny story. Right, hopefully this will work and I won't have to use my big bar, but come on, please. Yes! Hopefully that first one wasn't a fluke. Happy days. I knew these should come off easier. They're only on pretty recently. I'll loosen them off till they're out of the threads lock, and then I can just screw them off by hand. I spoke too soon. Flip! Sorry for swearing. Okay, that maybe is just an unusual one. Back to my bar. Really disappointed with these impact guns. Why are they not? Why, I must be doing something wrong. Let's see if this bar will get the results we need. Oh, don't start turning. I thought this one couldn't turn. There's no... Oh no. Oh no. Okay, disaster averted. I thought there wasn't the holes in the discs on this one because they were covered over with dirt. So I was wondering how I would stop it spinning, but there is holes. So I will stick my bolt through here again, and then we'll try to get the one or two that are stuck undone. Right, last few blades to get off and then we're all done. Oh, don't do this to me. Both seized. 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 Okay, I guess I'm using the ratchet. I must be using that gun wrong, or it's out of battery or something. There's no way this little thing can turn more than that, surely. Cue hundreds of comments making me look really stupid. It could well be low in battery, that is a strong possibility. And I don't want any contact from DeWalt telling me I made their product look bad. Okay, I have a visitor. I will catch up with you after lunch when we'll park all the machinery. Right, let's finally get back to the whole point of this video, which is putting the machinery into the shed. First job is to get these bales moved, and then we'll get the mowers in. I actually found a GoPro Hero 8 Black, which I forgot I bought. I think I must have bought it like a year ago. So I've got it recording as well to do a time lapse of the whole process of squeezing everything in. So hope you enjoy.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go, turning all the wrongs into rights. Here we go, you can take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all we know. Whoa, I can't stay if you can't let it go. I never really know what's going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never.
Anyway, I'm glad that's done. It's one of them jobs where I feel happy when I've finished it, because I do not like machinery sitting outside over winter. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate a like, I'd appreciate a subscribe even more. And I'll be back next week. We'll probably do something totally different again, maybe back to coding, who knows. So thank you for watching.